Hi, Sarah. This is a great, very intelligent question. The question is, in the one shot, if we're trying to always focus on the eyes, is it better to switch the focus point to where your subject is, rather than to focus on him using the middle focus point and then move your camera, which might not come out perfect? So, as I understand your question, you're asking about, should I compose my frame and then move my focus point to the place of focus and take the picture? Or should I focus my picture and then recompose? So my answer to this would really be depending on your camera. On my camera, when I have my 1.8, this is a full frame 1.8, 85mm 1.8, the depth of field is so shallow that I make sure always to move my focus point to the place. Now if you look here, see this little thing where my thumb is, yeah, that little joystick. Now that allows me to choose my focus point super quickly. Literally, if you're watching me taking pictures, you'll see me like this with this camera the whole time. I'll be like this and you'll see my finger moving this way, upward, downward. I'm constantly selecting my focus point, okay? Two reasons. Number one, because the depth of field is so shallow. And number two, because it's so easy to do. Now, when I use my other lens, which is a 2.8 24-70, I don't use the focus point. I don't move my focus point around. I focus and recompose because the depth of field isn't so shallow, and it's a little bit quicker to focus and recompose. So the question, if you're using, and I can't remember what camera you have, but if you have an entry-level camera like a Rebel or even for sure a Rebel, I would suggest that even at a 1.4, 1.8 lens, you recompose, you focus and then recompose. If you're using like an 80D, something like that, a semi-pro, then I would still probably recommend that. But you should try yourself. If you have a professional camera, then I would recommend if you have an 85mm, using the method of choosing your focus point. I think I'll summarize it like this. When you have a teeny weeny shallow depth of field, okay, which you do not get on the crop frame cameras, when you have a teeny weeny shallow depth of field, so that means that you have a telephoto lens with, that means zoomed in lens, not a wide lens, and you can get to a wide aperture 1.8 or 1.4, then I would suggest using the focus point. If you don't have a super shallow depth of field, which would mean you'd be using like a Rebel camera or a crop frame camera, which gives you a longer depth of field, then I don't think you need to go there. Okay, I hope that was helpful. You should do some tests yourself. Work out what you feel gives you the best results. On one of my lenses, I found that when you select the point, it's not quite as sharp. It misses the focus a little bit than if you use the middle and recompose. So you have to, it's according to the lens and the camera. Do some tests yourself and make your own decision. I hope this was helpful. Okay, all the best.